All right, guys, we're live back at Dutchess Sunday morning. It is in the 60s. Hold on, let's see what we got here. It is 61, which is 16 Celsius. It's warm. It's going to be a humid day. It's drizzly out. It's going to be humid, miserable in the morning, nicer toward the end of the day. So we'll see what's going on. Let's see. I'll twist you over here. Here we go. Morning, everybody. Let me see. Where are my cheaters? So I can see everybody. There we go. Oh, a little cloudy. Oh, yesterday I didn't do much of anything. Project Man. Hello, Gary. How are you? Putting out a lot of videos lately. Yeah, it's better. That's better. Let's see how the coffee is. Jason Hughes, M&J. How you doing? Rick. Morning, good afternoon, whichever it is over in your part of the world. It is hot and humid here for May, but hey, that's what spring weather is. It's going to be summer in another month. So, anywho, hope everybody's doing well. Had a great stream with Mick yesterday. It was a good stream. So, Rich Mowers and Blowers, hello. Randy, hello. Good seeing you on the stream yesterday, Randy. So, yeah, everybody check out everybody's channels on here. If you guys want to promote your channels, feel free. Gary, you got a ton of videos. So if you want to promote, throw the link out. I don't care. Always good to promote our friends. Hopefully everything is good over in the UK. Uh-oh. I know Morton just emailed me before about some transaxle fluid, so if Morton is on, it looks like you found what you needed, Morton, so that's good. Yeah, it was fun yesterday, Randy. It was fun. We always have a good time when Mick's on the stream. I don't think Conker's coming back for a couple of weeks. So the link is there if anybody wants to come up and say hello. Bennett May, hello, Luke. Yesterday, I didn't do anything. I came here. No, not yesterday. Yeah. Did I come here yesterday? No, I didn't. I made my own breakfast yesterday. Spent most of the day with the wife, just having some wife time, and went on Mixed Stream, and that was about it. I didn't do much of anything. So, yeah, we had fun. It's always fun with Mick. Always have a good time. How you doing, John? Good afternoon to you. Let me throw a link out again. There's the link. See if anyone wants to come up and say hello. Yeah, just a drizzly. It could be a rainy day for about half the day. It's going to burn off and turn all humid, which is going to suck. The cost of electricity is so high, I don't want to turn my air conditioning on, but I don't know. I try and wait till June, but generally we can't wait that long. I'll see. Someone saying hello. I did all that on Friday, but I got tons of stuff today, Luke. I got 2 push mowers. A guy that's 30 miles away wants me to pick up a tractor to fix. Oh my gosh. But remember, not just to click the video, let the video play to the end. Yeah, I mean, some people can't do that, but even if you click on an ad or something, I mean, everything helps. But yeah, if you watch the video to the end, you know, or if you want to help someone out, get on their channel, then shut the TV off, but leave the YouTube on. They'll just keep playing their channel. Hello, Wayne. How you doing? AJP. Hello, Ash. Saying hello. Kevin is up. Hello, Kevin. Uh, it's mornings. Oh, it's still morning. It's not afternoon yet. Okay, that's right. Oh, there's Morton. How you doing? Good that you found that information, Morton. I actually use the synthetic. I use a Mobile One 1540 or 1550 in those transmissions, but you can use the dinosaur oil, the 2050. That works too in those hydro gears. Why are you changing the fluid though? More, I'm just asking in that transmission. Usually they're sealed. You don't usually change the fluid in those. I'm just curious why you're changing it. Because I don't think they have dipsticks or anything, or maybe they do in those. I haven't worked on one of those in a while. Let's see. Jason Hughes, hello. Everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. Oh. You can tell it's spring. I had my windows open. All you heard was the birds all night long, chirping, chirping, chirping. Good, Mick. Good morning, Mick. Chubby Butcher, you two full. Oh my God. I gotta check that out, Wayne. When you say that, Wayne, I think of Parknest's friend, the biker chick that doesn't wear undergarments. She just wears like t-shirts and coveralls. It's all out there. Today, John, is a Western omelet, which I love, on a hard roll, a hash brown potato, coffee, just cream, no sugar. I don't like sugar in my coffee. I just like cream in my coffee. Yeah, definitely, Randy. Definitely. Mega, I would rather eat breakfast and no lunch and then have like a supper dinner. Because what I do is I'll have breakfast, then I'll start working on stuff and I won't take a break. I'll keep working till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. So to me, this keeps me going for the day. And that way, I mean, if I finish up some work at 1, 2 o'clock, I may have a snack, but for the most part, it's breakfast and then not much until dinner time. Glad actually, my son went to the diner last night, and I said to him, he says, "What do you want?" Because we do takeout or takeaway once a week, and I said, "All I want is a cheeseburger, just a nice thick cheeseburger," and I tell you, it was delicious. Who we got? Klaus is in the basement. Klaus.
Hey guys, how are you?
Let's see.
Are you Ken?
Yeah, too bad. Better now I got food in my belly. Let's see.
What did you have breakfast?
It's Western omelet on a hard roll, a hash brown potato, and a cup of coffee.
Nice.
Yeah, gotta have breakfast. I'm a breakfast guy. I made it yesterday though. I got up. I didn't want to leave the house. It was like really humid out, so I ended up putting a bunch of bacon. My wife bought one of these brand new non-stick pans because generally non-stick pans in my house stick after about a week because they wash the non-stick off. So we were telling everyone, don't touch the pan. Wash it with like a paper towel. Don't rub off the coating. Oh, it was so good. I must have had about a pound of bacon grease in there, and I take the scrambled eggs and just let them just swim in the grease.
Nice.
That tasted so not good for you at all, but really good.
No. But it's, I mean, if it's once a week.
Yeah. If not, I don't really have bacon that often, to be honest with you.
No.
I'd rather have a nice slice of ham with my eggs.
I mean, a traditional American breakfast, if you have that every morning, you'll be dead by 50.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's too much grease in it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Although you hear of all these people that eat bacon every day. Go
ahead. Frying pans, get ceramic ones, ceramic coated pans. They work really well.
I don't know what this is probably just a standard that gray coating, that always
Teflon.
Yeah, it's a Teflon, and if you scrape it too much. But I said to my wife, I said, why would you use a Scotch-Brite pad? Just paper towel, because it wipes right off. I said, don't use any abrasive. And then she'll use metal utensils and scrape through.
Oh, that's no good. That's no good.
I end up having a rubber spatula, and I just like spatula like a scrambled egg, and that was it, done.
Yeah.
But I love it with
We
the non-stick though, because you could just keep shuffling it around and it never
yeah
sticks.
we got one of those those faucet cookers that
Mhm.
where boiling water is coming out, and you just rinse a pan off like that. It doesn't matter what was on it; it's clean afterwards, just with boiling water.
Morton had a comment because he emailed me. He said he had a Hydro Gear transaxle and a Sears Craftsman tractor, but if it's running low, Morton, did you find the leak? Because generally those don't leak, the transaxles. Because you're saying it's not running so fast. Did you confirm, and how did you confirm the depth of the oil and all that? Because generally they're not really made to be changed.
No. He found the manual for it, and it actually specifies that you can change the oil in it.
Okay.
You want to use a. Are we talking about oil again? I'm sorry.
Well, you can. It's all right. It's not mixed stream, but no. When I used to run theirs, I like to run the synthetic myself. So I'll run the 1550 synthetic, but you could run the 2050 dinosaur oil. That's just as good.
That's what they put.
I think they recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they put in from the factory. They say.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, it's not heat cycled the same way as the engine oil, is it? So it will last longer.
Yeah. Well, plus you got the magnets in there. I'm just curious where it was leaking from.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the axle seals leak if it was leaking from there, and hopefully that got fixed, because you don't want to. You start leaking oil, it's going to run hot.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've actually seen it before. Some of the front-mounted riders that I do, they have a little reservoir where you can add oil to the hydro.
Yep.
And even if they don't leak, they will use a little bit of oil over time. I mean, not every year, not every other year, but every 5 years, you probably have to top it up. I think if it gets run really hard or hot, something is bound to vaporize from the oil.
It's a water breather,
yeah, and it is vented. It does have a vent. So I think over time, if it's been used hard, even though it's not leaking, you will have some.
Morning.
Hey, Luke.
Morning.
Rich had posted up there on a 6-speed. Which 6-speed is it though, Rich? Because a lot of times on those 6-speeds, it's just shifter keys. The shifter keys will fail, so usually it's not a hard repair.
Is that the ones that has the spring load little ball that pops?
Usually there's a detent ball on the shifter, but there's L-shaped like keys that go in there that hold the gears in place, and they wear out.
Ah, okay, yeah.
On my oh, go on, sorry.
No, go right ahead, Luke.
I was just gonna say, on my Lambretta, on the lay shaft, that had a spring in it with 2 ball bearings each side. So as it shifts, it locks it. And I pinged one of them out, didn't I? And I was on the floor looking for that ball bearing everywhere. And then I think I did it again. I think I moved it too far and it pinged out again.
The only time I usually don't go into gearboxes. It's not my it's not my favorite. But those rear-mounted tillers, the Husqvarna tillers and Craftsman and those, they have a block in there that it rides on a shaft with detents in it, and it's just a spring-loaded ball that keeps them there, and that's usually the first thing to rust, so it won't stay in gear. And when you take that apart, it will go fly on you because it's got really old grease in there, and the second you touch it, it's spring-loaded, so it goes doing. I think I probably, when I order parts for it, like gasket and stuff, I always order the spring and the little ball because I know it's gonna go flying somewhere. But
I quite like the Honda gearboxes. I've been delving in them. If you've seen that on my channel lately, I've been delving in them a lot. The Honda gearboxes, the roller ones, they're simple enough. As long as they're not too seized, that's the problem. The things stick together; they sort of rust well together. That's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, if I have an HIX, a regular HIX.
Yeah.
And every other year, I will open up the gearbox and add a little bit of grease and just close it up again.
Yeah. Is that the hydrostatic one?
Nope. It has it's got this dog ears. You know, you press down in the middle of the handle.
It's got like the smart.
Yeah. It's not a hydro. It's just it does something to the belt.
Yeah, because the older ones we use have got the old, like the yellow button to press the blade in and then the normal handle. They're the ones we've always used. Problem with them, they're the hydrostatic because you've got the little orange lever on them.
Yeah.
But the problem I found with them, they have like a dust cover thing on the end, and they've got foil sort of metal stuff inside, and they cut through the oil seals. And then you lose all your oil, then you lose all your power. So... Yeah.
Hey, look, what's going on with the hairdo? Wayne wants to know.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm due to have a. I'm going to get a passport photo done, so I thought I'd better tidy myself up to, have that done. At least when I pass it to someone, my hair will look reasonable. So.
Hey, Mort.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Morten.
Hej, Lars. Eller Claus. Undskyld. And hey, you.
Luke.
Luke.
Yeah.
Luke.
Hiya. Never been on stream with you before. But hiya.
Yeah. Thank you for your help, Ken.
Yeah, no worries.
And thank you for your help, Klaus.
Did you find out where it's leaking from now?
No, it's not leaking at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. It's completely dry. So.
Wow.
But I discovered there's a vent tube from the reservoir. It called. Yeah. I got it right here.
Oh, okay. Yep.
There's what it's called, a little dingle on there and a hose.
Yep.
Yeah. But you should see something now. I should go into the light. Could you see the white thing in there?
Yeah. The one-way valve.
Yeah, check valve.
No, that's not a check valve. That's a there.
What is? Oh, is it like a spider nest or something?
No. That's a piece of plastic. It's not open to the air.
Oh.
No, it allows the oil to expand inside the gearbox, so the added pressure can get out, but air can't get in.
Yeah,
I think he's saying is it looks like it works the other way. Like it'll suck in, but it can't blow out.
Yeah, but this is to the air. This is from the reservoir and out in the air. This is sealed. That could not get anything even
Did
out.
Did you try
or in.
blowing and sucking to see what it actually does?
You can suck air through that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they forgot to remove that.
Oh.
From the beginning. Where's the camera? There.
Interesting.
And when you peel it off, there's a little hole in there, and then you can blow air through.
Huh.
And it's completely dry.
Huh.
And he says he said when I picked the Craftsman up, he said that it only runs 4 kilometers per hour or something, and it doesn't work, and it's really rubbish, and it runs awesome in the engine. It's a little bit black in the oil, and it hadn't been running in maybe a year. Maybe my friend wrenched on it for a half year ago, and he's ready to just dump it. But I just think there's a problem, and it could be awesome to fix it. Yeah. And now I'm gonna walk over by our little shop in the town and see if they got the 2050 oil or the 1550 oil. Maybe buy something, because Klaus, he sent me a message that a shop half an hour, 45 minutes away from here, they have the oil.
On sale,
at the cheap, why you call it, Klaus, on sale. They got it on sale.
Yeah, they got it on sale, about half price.
Yeah. But I use all that I can spare in the price that I'm gonna use on gas to try to get it.
Yeah.
So I've called.
A regular 2050 is pretty expensive these days because nobody uses it.
Yeah,
You
really.
know?
Olden
I've also
days, older
called,
cars, yeah, but not anymore.
No.
I also
think
called one of my good buddies. He's into doing tractors at his work. And called him if he got something at home, but he only got 550. So I'm gonna wait until I got something. So
1550 or 2050 or 1050. Hey, you can even put in a 1060 if you can find it.
Yeah. I mean, the 1550 is generally like a diesel oil too. When you say 1550.
Yeah.
A quick one here for vintage. If you're not getting the notifications, unsubscribe, then resubscribe and do it again, because it's happened to me a lot too, where I won't get notifications. You have to unsubscribe, resubscribe, re-hit the bell. That's all.
I get it on some, like I get Ken's, but then some I don't get. So I think it's how much you tune and have to do with the channel. Sometimes I think they sort of, it might be a blip and you lose that, so you have to activate it again.
You guys want to see a funny? You want to see a funny blade setup?
Oh,
I like that blade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like it's really high lift. Holy crap!
It is. It's for a TC.
Oh, that's that bastard one we talked about yesterday. Yeah.
That's not timed, is it? Is that belt timed? No.
Nope.
Show us the center discharge, Klaus. You're saying center discharge on that deck?
It's on the other side. It's right here. There we are.
Wow. Look at
and you can flip this so it will mulch or it'll bag, and it'll bag up through this.
That is a strange design. Wow.
What power engine on that?
It's a 2-cylinder Kawasaki. Where are we? There we are.
Oh, hold on. Oh, so there we go. Okay, 651. Oh, that's one of the newer ones.
Yeah, runs really nice.
Yeah.
Klaus, ain't you done with that yet? You started that yesterday.
Nightmare to work on. Holy cow.
It is. I mean, it takes an hour just to get all the plastic off, just to get to where you want to go, and then if you, it needs a new drive belt, and the drive belt. Well, I can't show you here, can I? Yeah, maybe. This is. Can you see the top of the hydro?
Yep. 2 idlers.
So it's got these 2 pulleys. Then there's 4 additional pulleys in the front before we reach the crankshaft.
Wow. Crazy.
This one is pretty bad.
What did it come in for? So that's just a normal service, or?
No, it wouldn't run.
Oh, okay.
Guy stepped on the pedal, nothing happens. So it's simply. I mean, this belt has been worn because the amount of grass I had to blow out from under that thing is unbelievable. And everything, I mean, things were so packed up, you couldn't see the belt, you couldn't see the pulleys, you couldn't see anything.
So I just bunged it all in.
Yeah. And this thing was serviced at a dealership in February. They have not touched, they have not cleaned a single thing. No. So yeah, it's a
Danish common problem.
I think it's a common problem everywhere because nobody wants to pay for a cleaning.
No.
It's taken an hour to get the deck off. It took an hour to clean the deck and clean under the tractor. And it's going to take an hour to put it all back together again.
Oh, I'll definitely charge for extra cleaning. Screw that. That takes real time.
Well, on my Kubota I use for work, a lot of grass gets on top of the deck, and it had like covers on the top, the bolt on over the pulleys. But I actually took them off because it's easier to blow all the grass out.
Yeah.
I just get the blower, the handheld blower after the jobs, and just blow. It gets most of it out. Sometimes you got to go to the airline, but
this stuff was up here, next to the steering racking. No, it's not a racking pinion, but the steering mechanism.
The sector gear.
Yeah, and it was everywhere, and it's one of those things. That's what killed this belt. Grass gets between pulleys and the belt.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't take long for it. Then it starts wobbling, and it'll tear itself apart.
Hey, what about mixed questions here, Klaus? I think it might be a little too thin for an old mower. I don't know. What do you think?
That's the good one, isn't it?
What's the engine on that?
I think the engine is a Suffolk Punch, isn't it?
Oh, it's its own engine? Okay.
I
mean, if it's too old, I'd be nervous about seals and weeping oil,
Nah, I wouldn't. I would be more concerned with if it's an engine that has never been opened and it's tight and sealing because of all the carbon deposits.
Yeah.
I would just use a regular whatever they prescribed back in the day.
Probably
for
a
that
straight 30 back then, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, I would just use on one of them. I'm not sure if it even says on the engine a plate or something. I think I remember it saying use SAE 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was always the go-to for flatheads years ago.
Yeah, that's what I would use.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, if it's an engine that's in regular use and it gets used hard, I would switch to a full synthetic. It does not kill the seals.
Is it the old Suffolk Punch one, like the one I did the other week? I did one the other week. They're like the old one with a metal tank and that on top, or is it a Suffolk Punch mower, but they've got the slightly? I think some of them run even the Tecumseh engines. I'm not sure.
I run synthetic in everything I have, but I won't. 5W30 is too thin for summer. You got
that, Mr. Briggs. Thank you for popping in. That's a load of B. Because at the same temperature, a 30 and a 5W30, say at 100 degrees C, is the same viscosity. End of discussion.
Hey, Leonardo, here you go. Leonardo.
21.5. Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys do that on your channels. I get questions. How many horsepower is this? How many horsepower is this?
Well, now a lot of them say torque on the engine, and they don't care because nobody knows what torque is, you know? Even though torque is what gets you going.
I mean, if you have a 5-horse flathead brakes, it will produce 5 horsepower at 3,600 RPM. Not many people run their engines at 35 or 3,600 RPM, do they?
You're supposed supposed to keep it cool.
They say here 2,800 is the max because of blade.
Depending on the blade speed and how it's designed. Yeah.
But it's I mean at 2,800 it does not deliver 5 horse ever.
No.
Mick Hardy, is it like that engine? Just let us know. He said it's the old one.
That's an old Suffolk flathead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say run 30 in it.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I would do that too. Yeah.
You can never go wrong.
They're a bit of a rattly old engine anyway. They go on forever, but they're a bit of a rattly. They're not very refined.
No.
They just go on and on and on.
Boys, I will take off and try to find some oil. And Klaus and Ken, 1,000 thanks for the help on the oil. And Luke, take care. And Mr. Briggs, have a nice one.
Have a good one, Mark.
Catch you later. Bye.
1,000 thanks. Hey.
Yeah, see you.
Dick's small engine, a bit like me, but I talk nothing. I do talk some things, but sometimes a little bolts and that on things I do.
That looks good. Rhubarb Crumble. Ooh, that sounds good.
That is nice,
yeah. Rhubarb Crumble with custard. Hot custard.
A little vanilla ice cream.
Laura's moaning about our rhubarb in the front. We moved it in the front garden, but I covered it with loads of fencing stuff. So it's this pathetic little one piece. I need to clear around it so it can thrive again.
I know around here, it usually when you plant it, it takes like 2-3 years till you finally get a good.
It does, yeah. You can't. People used to say you sort of can move, but you can just cut a chunk off and move it, but it does take a while.
Yeah,
before you get a decent amount.
But people forget about the poisonous leaves with the dogs and cats and stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't think do dogs eat the leaves?
I don't think.
I mean, I know they piss on them. I don't know if they eat them.
They do.
Mine would. Yeah, he would.
It's a good target for pissing because they're such big leaves, you know. Yeah. I used to use those. Funny, I don't know about you guys. Are you ever working on a mower and you don't have a rag and you need something to wipe off the dipstick? I love using leaves. You know, I use soft leaves all the time.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm always going. So I go to check the oil and then always have to walk back to find something. I always forget to take something with me. I've done
the old
t-shirt before.
Yeah, thumb and forefinger, then you wipe it on your jeans. But usually when the engine's like boiling hot, you don't want to do that.
No, you don't.
For work and that, we just buy these t-shirts and we just get through loads of them. So, you know, when they get a bit worn out, I've got them in the shed. So It just becomes a rag in the end anyway.
It was funny. Wayne's talking about 020 oil. My friend's got a Corvette, and it actually recommends minus 10 W20 or something. I'm like, what the hell is that? They actually have negative viscosity oil now. And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And we have thinner than water.
We have one of those little 3-cylinder Toyotas as car number 2. It runs 0-20.
Really?
Yep. And I have a diesel. I have a diesel. It runs 0-30. But I think, 20 is thin, and it must be because they're tighter. But the cold side, who cares? It's just during startup. It's not until it reaches operating temperature that the oil reaches being thinner or thicker. Because if you look at it, I think I've shown it before on my the little show engine. I have the little brakes, the 1971. Don't know if you can see it, but you see that
show the oil type.
It says 5W20 in winter, SAE 30 in summer. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And this is 1970. So well, when you going? Okay, guys, it's lunchtime for me here soon. So I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
No problem.
It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you. You guys too. Take care.
Bye.
See you, Klaus.
Oh. I know I was going to ask. Have you heard of Castrol Impervia MDX grease?
Yes.
I haven't, no.
Because I've used that in some lawnmower gearboxes, and now it's obsolete here. I don't know whether it's obsolete elsewhere, but it's obsolete here.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but I have some old Castrol grease.
Yeah,
you don't see as much Castrol over here as we used to. You used to see a lot of Castrol. I don't see as much over here.
I'm going to have to just use an alternative now. Someone said they dropped a comment on one of my videos, and they said use on Land Rovers. You've got like the swivel joints at the front, where your sort of wheels sort of turn, and they said use the grease you put in there. Well, that's quite easy to get, so I'll just probably go with that now.
Do you guys have access? There's a grease that I use here. I love it. It's called green grease. It's sort of like a universal grease. It's synthetic. It's called green grease. It's not cheap, but supposedly it outdoes performance-wise of just about any kind of grease.
No,
it's good down to it's good to like minus 40. It's really, I like it. It's called green grease.
I used some on my scooter. Someone recommended it, and that was, I forget what the make was, but it's blue grease. It's called it's a race. It says it's racing grease. I forgot what the name is, but that seems to be quite a nice grease, and it wasn't ridiculously expensive. So,
now are you talking grease for like gears or something, or just for
the one like the MDX stuff? What I wanted is for it in a gearbox, because what it was so sticky but so runny. It wasn't much thicker really than oil, than thick oil. So in the gearbox, if you've got a bit of a seal you're not quite sure about, rather than put oil in, put this grease in, and then it would stay in there. But now I'm a bit annoyed I can't get it anymore. I got it a couple of years ago. I got buy it a couple of years ago, but the place I bought it from last time said it's obsolete now. So they've given me a few options. A certain grease they use in tillers and that, because that'd be similar. So
everything has gone up.
So Leonardo, so that's about 19 Celsius there, or 19 Celsius for you metric people.
We got rain.
63 here.
Yeah.
17 Celsius here.
Yeah, humidity is crazy though.
18 here, and we've got rain coming apparently.
It's looking muggy outside. It's all overcast.
It was nice yesterday.
It was.
I went out on the little moped yesterday and did some recording for that.
Oh, cool.
How many cc's is your old push? Is yours the 50 cc?
Yeah, only 50. Yeah.
Yeah, the one I got in my garage from when I was my teenage youth is the small one that only goes 25.
This one does about 30, but it's useless up hills. It is useless.
Do you have the same rule there, where if it's above 49 or 50, you got to register it or not register it, or how's that work?
No, they've all got to be registered. Whatever, it's got to be taxed.
Crypto.
Well, it's tax and MOT exempt, that is, because I actually taxed it yesterday, and it was nice to see you don't have to pay nothing.
Yeah.
And no MOT either, just insurance, which I was really surprised about. I got a renewal. I paid £116 last year, and the renewal come back £118. So I phoned them to renew it, and I said it was a bit strange because I've got a Peugeot Speedfight as well, and that was only 96 to insure. So I said to him, "Why is the pooch so much more money? So much more?" He goes, "Well, I'll have a look at it," he said, "because you've got another policy with us now because I go for a broker." And he said, and I said also as well, I have changed the exhaust because, tell them about any mods, which you have to. And he come back and he knocked £30 off. It was £88. He knocked 30. I couldn't believe it. So I could have just gone ahead and not asked, but by asking, they knocked £30 off. It was £88.
They don't.
All that costs me a year is £88 to run and a bit of fuel. That's all.
They make you put insurance on that thing.
Yep. 88.
Well, if it's on the street, yeah. I mean, if you get hit,
I didn't have. Nope, I didn't. My moped, all I had to have was it registered. Did not have to have insurance.
I just be afraid if somebody hits you or something, you just want to be covered.
What I find strange now is, though, you can get an electric bike that does 28 miles an hour. You can get an electric moped that does 28 miles an hour, but you have to tax and insure the electric moped. But you don't have to do anything with the bike.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm surprised in the end if they do something with a bike. If you're over 18 or something, you might have to pay a flat fee or something.
Well, it's like they have that here.
Mikey's question here, Mikey, you have to always run the water and keep the handle on. That's what kills pumps. The water from your hose cools the pump. So I usually have like a wire tie or something around the handle. So it's always running pressure out the wand. Because if you let it sit for a minute or two without anything going and you're letting the valve just cycle it on and off and on, back through, you're going to overheat it. You're going to burn out the seals. So the dump valve, if you just keep going through it, it heats up very, very fast. You always have to keep flow going so you're cooling the pump.
Do you have to wear crash helmets in the States now?
Depends on the state.
Do you have to wear crash helmets? By law?
In my state, no. But in New York, New Jersey, Mass, all the ones around me, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we've had that ruling for years and years. But I think they should do. I think they should do that sort of rule with cyclists now as well. Because, like in Cambridge, for example, there's cyclists everywhere, and you think if someone falls off their bike and hits their head, they could be in a hospital. If they survive, they could be in a hospital years, and it costs the NHS a lot of money. Yeah. For the sake
we call them brain buckets. That's all.
That's what they look like.
Yeah.
Keeps
brain
everything
bucket,
in one piece.
Skid lid.
Yeah.
I do know a woman that went over her handlebars on a bike on holiday, and she really bashed her head. She did nearly die. She did.
Yeah. There was a kid that we knew. He was on a snowmobile, and he actually got decapitated because there was barbed wire on the farm.
Oh, really?
And he didn't see it. And it was, not that it's not a joke or anything, but when the paramedics got there, there was a guy who was an avid biker, Harley, all day. He goes, the helmet didn't help him that time, did it? And I was like, okay. So
it's like that's just like probably one instance of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like in Pennsylvania, just 20 minutes from me, you don't have to wear a helmet.
Yeah. I mean, I have a full helmet, and then I have like a half helmet, but I find the half helmet, if I go over 60, 65, it like wants to rip my head off because the air gets underneath it.
Do you know what we call a half helmet over here?
The one I've got.
It's pop.
Did you pull out the motorcycle again?
It's called a piss pop.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's what I call them.
I think maybe next week.
This one would look like that. Oh wait, there it goes. Can you see it?
How long's it been?
2.5 years, Scott. Wow. That's like a motocross helmet. Yeah.
It is a bit like that. I bought it originally for my quad, but it's road safety standards, so that'll do.
Yeah. See, for me, I only work 6-7 miles from home, so using a bike would be very, cost effective for me.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I have these Vance and Hines pipes on it, And if I was to start that up at 5:30 every morning, my neighbors would kill me.
I've got a crash helmet here that's only used for display purposes on the Kawasaki once I've finished it, and it's old, it's knackered, and it's no good. But it's pink, so it goes with the bike.
That sort of looks like Duckman. You ever see Duckman? Duckman cycles. Yeah, it's called Duckman cycles.
Yeah, the Duckman, which he's into Volkswagens, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and he's got his friend on there. He's got his friend on there with big.
His girlfriend B. Yeah, his girlfriend B.
It's not actually. Apparently, it's not his girlfriend, but
it's a brand I've never heard of.
Oh. Can. Well, that's what you'll be on if you crack up.
Yeah, that's true. But it's got all the safety stickers on the back and everything.
Actually, Ken, you're the first one I spoke to. You're the first one I spoke to that heard mentioned Duckman.
Huh.
And it does fit.
Our helmets have to be a certain date, and over 10 years, you have to get a new helmet.
After 3 years over here, you need to get a new one.
Oh, is it 3? Okay, it's 10 here.
These have got usually an E rating or something, I think it is.
We have a rating called Snell, SNELL, and usually on the helmet, it'll say like Snell 10, which will mean 2010.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that here. They might.
There you go. Well, we used to go drag racing, Scott. They used to look at your certification. Your harnesses and your helmet had to be a certain date. So there you go. That'll get hot fast, Simone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't care what your neighbors say, Ken. If gas keeps going the way it is, you might have to ride that motorcycle.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What's it like on fuel?
I'm at $6.59 a gallon for diesel.
Yeah, what's your bike like? Yeah, Harley like, Ken, on fuel?
It gets about 49 miles
per
gallon. That's a 1380 cc.
Yeah, big engine, isn't it, for a bike?
Yeah. When's the last time you started it?
Oh God, 3 years ago.
Yeah, do a video starting it one day. I'd like to.
I'm gonna have to take the car. I'm sure I'm gonna have to. It's got a McCuney HSR 45, and I'll probably have to take that off because I'm sure the fuel in it is no good.
What year is it? The bike?
Hey, Chris.
97.
Oh.
So it's carbureted, not fuel injected.
Yeah.
Did anybody see Classic Britain's most recent video, getting a motorbike started?
No, what do you have? What kind of bike?
He's got a CZ125, but it was a road bike converted into a dirt bike, but really, really badly. But it's
is that like the same one you got? The same model?
No. Mine's a Yamaha. This is made by CZ. Okay. It's a Czechoslovakian made bike, and apparently the engines are really, really good. So they're just not a lot of power. I think it's got 18 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah,
that won't get you too far.
No.
I think the Pooch is about 2 horsepower.
Oh wow! How fast will a Pooch go?
About 30 miles an hour.
It's like 2.5. It's like 2.5 horsepower. The biggest one. Maybe yours ain't, but the biggest one they made was like 2.5.
Yeah, they did a 1.5, I think, a 2 and a 2.5. I think that was it. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, the Pooch is Austrian made. It's actually still in business under. I was told they don't make mopeds anymore.
I actually speak to someone, and he's put 70 pot and piston on his and done some changes. He's getting up to over 50 miles an hour on his Pooch.
I really need to get on with one of my bikes. I really do.
Yeah, anyone on the road is fun, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's a 125 or whatever. It's just something on the road, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not a big fan on scooters though. Just twist and go. I've got to be involved with the gears.
Yeah, that's the only thing. My Lambretta, that is gears, but the
hey, Sparky.
Hello.
The speed fight, what I've just done, that is just twist and go, but that goes well. That's a 2016, and for what it is, it goes well for 50.
Saying that, speed fights have always been good.
Yeah, they've always been nippy.
Yeah, always nippy. Yeah, very, very good little bikes.
Wow.
Mick, I should try it, but it's got one little dip in my road, and then it goes uphill. So if I don't get it started there, I'm screwed.
You don't push it back.
E-bike.
Well, no, it's got electric start. Yeah. It's just that, like I said, the bottom of my street or the halfway up my street, it's got a dip, so I could like sit in the dip, and the houses aren't that bad there, so I could probably roll it down there and then start it. But like I said, if it doesn't start, I'm screwed because I got to push back a 900-pound bike. You know?
Yeah.
Bloody hell! I've just done 2 hours of radio, and I'm actually exhausted today. It was a very stressful radio today.
Uh-oh. Is this your mental health one, Sparky, or what?
No, the problem is at the moment we're waiting for permission of the charity because they've sent an email, but they haven't worded it properly. So waiting for them to get back to me tomorrow.
Hi,
This week.
Bye, Crypto. Enjoy your food.
Hello, Crypto. Take it easy, Crypto. But now I've done radio today. I've just got an email from the management today and yesterday.
Sure.
I've been talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a 3-hour program permanently now with Reach on Air on a Sunday morning, 3 hours.
Okay.
Every Sunday.
Cool.
Permanent
come
show
on,
now.
Morton. We're here.
So I'm actually
Morton,
quite
just
happy.
chime in. Go in the basement, Morton, and then I'll throw you up. No problem.
But
need
e-bikes
the
are good.
link?
Did you see that e-bike? Well, that German bloke built about 6 months ago on not YouTube. What was it? The other one? Instagram. That was Instagram. He built. Yeah, car batteries is used, and yeah, it didn't end well.
You are right, Mikey Yo-Yo. They do go around, and you're taken aback because they just come past.
Yeah.
And you can't hear them.
I've seen some crazy kids on electric bikes on the carriageway overtaking cars.
And then little scooters as well they have now, don't they? Little electric scooters as well.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Teslas and stuff. All you hear is the tires squealing around a corner. You don't hear them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're common as anything around here now. They're everywhere.
I can't
stand them.
What do you got, Mark?
No, I'm not a fan.
I got this little odd question because, it's mainly for you, Ken. But this is the
fill plug.
Maybe it's the refill cap, or what you call it. Yeah. With an Allen screw, you can see, and I just got lucky getting it out. It really was tight. You remember before I said it maybe was low on oil?
Yeah.
No. I'm really gonna try.
It's all the way up.
Can you see the oil?
Is that the fill plug or the drain plug?
That's the fill plug. That should be the fill plug. Can you see that?
Is there oil right up to it?
Almost. There's. I've read that. Oh yeah, I've read that it should be an inch or an inch and a half below.
Oh, so it's overfilled.
No. I don't think it's overfilled.
No.
There's a hose. There's a hose right there. Can you see that? Yeah. That's for the tank I showed you earlier.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. As sucking up and it's keep it level. Over there, that's the. But is that an inch? Maybe that is an inch from the top.
It's got to be from the top, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's right up there.
Huh.
It's about 25 millimeters from the top.
Now his issue was what? Low speed or no speed, or what was his issue?
Low speed.
Low speed. And you checked all the linkages? The linkages were okay. Everything's functioning properly. Because you may have a worn swash plate or trunnion in there. So I don't know if you want to take it apart. I mean, they're not hard to fix, but there's a few parts in there to look at.
In the transmission?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's a belt-driven hydro, right? You got the belt that goes to the fan and input pulley. Yeah. It's just it's a swash plate and pistons. It's a radial piston pump, so it's not really complicated, but things do go wrong. Did you check the magnets? Usually there's a top vent cap. You take it off and there's magnets in there. If there's tons of metal on the magnets, there's a problem with wear.
I've said I saw Tyrell fixes all those videos yesterday about an tough torque rim.
Yeah, tough torque they're easy. I don't know about the hydro gear. There should be a magnet in there somewhere, because if you have a ton of metal on the magnet, that means that the parts are pretty worn and you got to replace them. Usually it's cheaper to replace the transaxle.
Yeah. But I've just called a friend. He's coming by at another reason, and he got a liter of 2050. So I'm going to buy from him.
How much does it say it takes?
I don't recall that. I've just read the thing that I sent to you on the mail I read there should be 1 inch or 1.5 inch from the top. And yesterday I saw a video. Of a rear end just similar to this, and he just took the linkage on the side of it. Not the handle, but there's a plate with a, what do you call it, a sludge in it.
Yeah, that's a trunnion plate to adjust the forward and back. Yeah.
He just made it longer, then it goes faster.
Yeah, you're making, what you're doing is there's a swash plate in there, and the swash plate, the pistons run on the swash plate, and the swash plate goes like this as it's rotating.
I've seen that on the small gearbox.
And if you increase the stroke, you're tilting the swash plate more, effectively giving more stroke to the piston, more fluid, more faster. So
I also did that on my Aaron's tractor. It suddenly just ran faster backwards than forwards, and just adjusted it. But he just made the sludge longer.
Yeah, you can do that depending, but sometimes if you go too fast, it'll wear out the components a lot quicker.
Yeah, and I think if you go too fast, you're just gonna spin air in the oil. But I'm gonna try to fix this. It ain't low on oil, so yeah.
Is it a friend, or is it something he needs right away to cut his grass, or is it just a fun project?
You can ask Klaus about that. It's an awesome deal. It's the deal of the year, he said.
I hate when the people like call you up. I got to cut my grass. It's getting long. And the thing's sitting in your garage. You're like, you haven't even gotten to it yet.
I just bought it. Yesterday.
Oh, so it's yours. Okay. So
it's mine. I just bought it to sell it to another one. But so I don't need to hurry.
Always a bit less pressure when it's your own, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You know? Well, if it's my own, it'll never get fixed. So that's the thing.
I got my Westwood out there.
Westwood.
Blue. Yeah.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, we get them a lot over here, Westwoods. Yeah, I think I've had one like that in the past.
You know it, right, Luke?
I know the Westwoods. Yeah, I've used a few of them, and I've had a couple.
Yeah. It's an awesome machine. It's so much better built than the cheap MTDs. It's just the metal is just thicker. It's just
anything's better than an MTD now. Oh.
If you got a second, I actually got 2 of them, Luke. This is a 1300.
Yep.
Yeah, and I also got a 1600.
Is that Briggs on there, or is that Briggs?
Yeah, it's a 12 and a half Briggs.
Yep. Yeah, good engine they were.
Oh, flathead, that's an oldie.
Yeah, good engine they were.
Yeah. I see. So it's got the steel iron liner. Yeah.
My dad's got the older one. He's got the older Westwood, the one with they were squarer.
Yeah.
It's over.
I got a friend. Klaus and I got a friend. He got 3 Westwoods.
Oh yeah.
He got them with the fenders. The fenders is much down, and he also got 2 of the. He got one Westwood of the early ones, and he got 2 of the second one.
Oh,
and this is my 1600.
Oh yeah. I got given one a few years back, and it had a Briggs twin on it. It was a Briggs twin.
That's a weird looking oil filter on that. What engine is that?
That's a 16 horse twin Briggs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, post twin. Okay.
Vintage engine repairs. I did do one. I've still got another one to do. That
Vanguard. Those are great engines.
I actually got given a couple with engines on like that, and I actually sold the engines.
Those are real good engines. Yeah.
Yeah, Klaus also mentioned that. So, yeah.
I like them older engines. I just like much better the older ones than the stuff they do now.
I'm gonna jump off again. Thanks for your help, Luke and Ken.
Yeah, have a go. I look forward to seeing it running.
Yeah, me too.
Take care.
I read it only the Craftsman only runs 8.8 kilometers per hour. And I think it isn't fast.
No.
Yeah, it isn't fast. And maybe I thought the tire was too small, but it isn't. It is the right tire size. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out what's wrong.
Well, you got to get on it and then put your phone on the GPS speedometer and see exactly what the velocity is.
Yeah, I have to. So
I've done that before. A guy wanted to know how fast his tractor was. I actually used the GPS speedometer, and it told me to decimal point. It was like 7.2 mile per hour. I was like, wow.
The thing is, how fast do you want to cut your grass if you're using it for grass cutting?
Well, he was using it more for like hauling logs and stuff
that's
around the yard.
Yeah, then it's going to be a little too slow. But when you're going to mow your grass, you don't have to ride that fast. So
no, especially if the grass is thick. I have too many people. They go into foot-long grass. They want to go 100 mile an hour.
And you just doesn't cut clogs and everything, don't it?
Nope.
Yeah. So thank you for your help, guys.
All right. Take care, Mort.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody else is gone.
Yeah, they're all either going to the bathroom or getting coffee or tea.
I'm here.
Where's Laura? No Laura?
No, she's just in the kitchen.
Nope.
I suppose I was annoyed this morning. Someone said last night they wanted to buy a lawnmower off Facebook Marketplace. Definitely, they said, I want first refusal. So we messaged him this morning. Are you still interested? Yeah. Can you come at 10? He said he'd come at 10. Yeah, we said it's all right. And then a few minutes after, forget about it now. So we give him our address and everything, and he just said forget about it.
Yeah.
I get fed up with people messing me about on there.
Well, it sucks when they say forget about it 10 minutes after they were supposed to show up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it. Yeah. But
how many times we waited home and we're waiting.
Yeah.
You could be doing something else, you know.
Yeah. I usually give them a point. Like if I say they're going to come at 10, I'll say I'm going out at 11. So then, if they're serious, they're going to get there before at the latest, just before 11. Otherwise, you can be waiting all day for them, and they never.
Oh yeah, I love the guys that say, "Oh, I'll come this afternoon." What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling. So other than that, sorry about that. Just had a slight surprise.
Oh.
Well, the missus has just been to church. So she went to church. She said, well, they do all this kind of food thing, right? She just brought a massive box of pasta back with her. I'm like, what are we going to do with that? She said, cook it over. It's in date.
For the next month.
It's for the next, there's 12 bags of it. You know what I mean? Big bags of it. I was like, picking out. So she couldn't get out of the car with it. So her friend dropped her off. So I thought, okay, fair enough. But yeah, I've been that busy with radio and that today. It's like now I've got a regular slot on a Sunday. It's like chaotic. But I am doing a live on Tuesday. I have just been told. I am going to be doing a live on Tuesday around about 6 p.m. Doing a mental health charity one.
There you go.
Vintage engine repairs. That's the best way to go about it. You can't let people mess you about. They waste your time all day long.
Yeah.
So, Luke, how much is diesel there? Leonardo's asking.
It's about 178 a litre.
He's not here.
Is it more?
Oh yeah, hell of a lot more. It's £1.95.
Cool.
At the moment.
You're more than us.
Yeah, 195, and the petrol's 180. But yesterday, a guy went up to the next town onwards. It was £2.10 for diesel.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a Marks and Spencer's one the other day, and they're always a little bit dearer. I think it was 178 there, and I think petrol was about 160 odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, the station right here, the gas station right here, diesel is $6.59 a gallon.
Blimey.
I'm lucky in a way because what I've always done to run my, gardening business, obviously I have to buy the fuel and I have to run the vehicles now, but I've always basically run on second-hand machines, what I've got cheap. I've never been one of these gardeners that you have to go out and, go out and buy new tools all the time. So luckily our overheads aren't very high, really. It's just the fuel, which is a bit of it messes up a bit at the moment. But, some of these other gardeners I read on, their posts and that, another new steel battery hedge trimmer or, new mowers and that. I put that down to they're bored in their job and they use it to give themselves a bit of a boost. And then they got to do the same.
You gotta raise your rates. So you do have to raise your rates if gas keeps going up.
Yeah, we have this year. Everybody was okay with it. I got a good bunch, really.
Luke, how much say a lawn costs? What do you charge? Say 30 quid for mowing a lawn. Would you raise it like 5 or 10 quid because of fuel now?
We raised most of our jobs by £5.
Okay.
It was either £5 per hour or £5 for the job. It just was easier to do it like that.
That's it. A taxi firm here went from £5 from the distance we usually do. It went up to £9 of the day. The same time, and the same thing. But this is the crux of the matter. Simone knows what I mean.
Yeah, it's crazy around here. We were talking about that yesterday at the end of Mixed Stream when we went dead. We were talking about the price of fuel and the price of oil and stuff, and it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
my vehicles work vehicles are diesel. I know I have to pay more for it, but they do more miles to gallon. So you know, it doesn't cost me a ridiculous amount. But,
Simone might know.
You know what it is. You know what it is, though. The reason why fuel is going up, I mean, that part of it here is because we are not drilling anymore and we're not using our own oil. But the big thing is, you know, everyone should realize that the government, all governments, not just the United States, all government is pushing for us to go to electric.
This is what I was going to try and explain. There is a car dealership just outside Exeter. It's pushing for people to have electric cars. But yesterday there was a problem with one of them yesterday. Did you not see? You may see it in the paper yet or the news yet. There was a car fire yesterday. Blew up basically going down from Exeter to Oakhampton. Simone knows the areas. Apparently the car was charged that morning, that evening, and apparently it went on the motorway and it literally blew up.
Wow! Literally. And I know those batteries too. Those fires are not easy to put out too.
No, they're not.
They've had to close off part of the road. Because I've done the news this morning. I've had to do the news this morning, and apparently the driver only had the car 6 months.
Wow!
And apparently, because what happened is the firing people said it literally the battery pack literally expanded too much. Apparently, he was using a too high a wattage charger, but it was their charger at their station.
See, one thing I don't get when an electric car catches fire, why don't they use powder? Because powder fire extinguishers are designed for electric.
But a lot of times, though, Simone, with powder will deplete oxygen and you can't breathe and you'll die. So if it goes off and you're anywhere near it, you know what I mean? Powder's not safe
I get that. I get that. But water, they can dunk the car
you can't use water on
it's
electrical
still going.
They use something called they use a powdered and a foam liquid now, which is fire, because my brother-in-law's a firefighter. He talks about this all the time, and we discuss it. And the stuff is it's called Lynx powder. It's like a powder system. They literally douse the whole car with it, and literally you will smother it. But the only problem is these new batteries have a safety cutout. It should cut out, and this one didn't. This car didn't have a safety.
You think the cars would come with a built-in extinguisher like Formula One cars?
Yeah. So,
but it's that's a given. But like me, I don't know if I told you guys. I did a raffle at our local Value Home Center, and they were giving away lawn furniture, a battery-powered Black & Decker lawnmower. Well, I won the battery-powered Black & Decker lawnmower, and a replacement battery. I don't know. I haven't priced one out. I should, but it's got a 40 volt battery, and it would not mow my entire back. It mowed. I didn't think it would mow my entire backyard, but it did. But it would not. Once I got to the side and went out front, it died. But it took 45 minutes to charge that battery. I mean, and then it started to rain. If I had gas, I could have finished it. I was impressed though.
The problem I always
for hydrogen.
With electric cars in the UK, I can't ever see we're going to have the organisation to have the infrastructure to charge them all. So
that's just what I was going to say. Before they can put, I mean, I have no. It's not that battery powered lawnmower cut that grass just fine. My problem is the length of time to charge it and the cost of batteries. If I had 2 batteries, fine. But think about it. I mean, you got a lawnmower with its battery. You could have it, fine, buy 2 batteries, but in 2 or 3 years, the batteries will. How long the batteries go last? So you could have the battery go bad in 2 or 3 years. Contact Black & Decker. Oh, we're sorry, sir. We discontinued that battery. You got to buy a new lawnmower.
This is the story. This is the story. It's called They call it a Renault Zoe I Play. They call it at the moment. Part 1 and 2, they call it. And they've been recorded 11 times in
Back in a
battery
minute.
problems.
Mm.
No worries.
Yeah, Casey, halon is what they use in the computer.
Yeah, halon.
The problem is with halon, it depletes the oxygen and you'll die.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to use halon in the UK now.
Yeah, not here anymore either. Yeah.
No, the stuff is called like a link stuff. Yeah, but it's really bad, this bloody fat fires. Anyway, so other than that, how was everyone today? How was their backwoods? Jason, Hughes, everyone happy as can on YouTube. Everybody, hope everyone's doing well. I'm just chilled out, relaxed. Yeah, but no, like I said, I was a little bit surprised with the news stories this morning I was reading.
Just a nice wet day here. It's muggy. It's very humid. Very humid
here.
How should it surprise you, Sparky? This is ever since 2020. The news has been crazy. Come on.
Well, I like the news story this morning where a man eats 100 cabbage cream eggs record.
Cabbage cream?
Cabbage cream. Can't pronounce it. Cabbage cream.
I thought you said cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage cream eggs. He didn't manage it this morning. Apparently on the news it wasn't. I was like, what the hell? How crazy can he be? I thought if it was a sausage roll, now Jason Hughes would be in for that one.
Not at all, Vintage. I just do it as a hobby. I've been doing it for about 22 years. Just a hobby.
Yeah, there's a hobby where you can do magical things with food as well. Cadbury's cream eggs, yes.
Don't get paid for that.
Yeah. But I was talking to a chef, UK chef, yesterday through Twitter, and there was on about food's gotten too high as well now in the UK. I was like, blimey, around
the only thing, Ralph, when I look at your statement, the only thing I have to say, though, is what did it take to make that electricity? What carbon footprint or what emissions to make the electricity? So who's actually winning the battle, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they I don't know. I just don't like the idea of going all electric until we have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Or until we have.
Has anyone seen the Mac Master? The Mac Master who's on YouTube. He's had nothing but problems with the electric cars. He's a good guy. He does food reviews and does all sorts. Called the Mac Master. Absolutely marvelous guy. And he did one the other day. Took him a long time to get home because of electric cars. So on the side, you see recommended videos. A guy has actually built a generator in the back boot of an electric car.
Oh yeah, BMW actually has a trailer that you can buy that has a generator and cells in it.
Yeah.
So if you're going on a long trip, it triples the miles that you can drive. But what's the sense, you know?
Yeah. What is the sense of it, you know?
Yeah, but how much does that cost?
Oh no, it's not cheap. But the thing is, I'm all for alternative. I'm all for that. But the thing is, if I was going to go that way, I'd go with a hybrid. So at least you have the backup with a little bit of gasoline to get you, where you got to go, and the car charges itself. Purely 100% electrical.
Yeah,
I'm not into that.
Yeah, but seriously, Ken. I mean, like you. I mean, you even said you're 6 miles from your job, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, perfect for an electric car, right? Perfect, but I don't want to do that.
No, but it's like you. No offense, but because you keep saying you always have fight the weight problem. Get a bicycle.
I do have a bicycle. I have a nice Schwinn. I do. I actually do. I used to bike with my kid. My kids and I used to go down the park, down the bottom of the hill. We used to go biking. Yep.
Right.
The problem is though, Scott, on the way to get to my job, there's a massive hill going. I'm talking like 45 degrees. I probably have to walk up that hill. There's
a way around that too. You can buy. They sell those kits where you can buy an electric front hub. You can do that. I'm just saying. You might have to. I mean, the cost of fuel, it's getting asinine. I mean, my car's sit most of the time anymore. I drive them on weekends, but
the only thing that's nice though is if you get in a car or truck at work, I'm home in 10 minutes versus 40 minutes if I had to bike it.
The guy's called Mark Muckenham from Germany, by the way, who's at the actual cabbage cream eggs. He's been on the news thinking about it this morning. So I can't pronounce his bloody.
But Mikey, it's funny, Wayne, like you said, they tell you not to do that, and they want you to blow up the pumps. In fact, I think Paté's went on and did a video and said that they expressly tell you not to run the water through, and you're going to burn out the pump. So they're telling you to ruin the pump.
But that Chinese guy at the moment in the is on about the hybrid cars. They're on about hydrogen, different fuels they can run it on. But it's like I said, well, what about nuclear? Hello. Just sat down and shot to oh, that's fine. Yeah, what about nuclear? What about nuclear cars? Can you imagine that? I can, yeah. That'll be funny.
Oh yeah, they gotta get the range longer. I mean, that's just it. I mean, they gotta make the range longer, and they gotta get the power grid better. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, probably 10 years.
Lorries at the moment in the UK, they're going over to electric, right? They've got a grounded plate at the bottom of on the ground and the high voltage at the top. But they failed now on the Scania, the Mercedes, the DAF. They failed all at the moment, their tests. Yeah. So, yeah.
But Wayne, if you don't have it on, you got a thermal relief, but the unloader valve, that's just pure heat going around and around and around. That unloader valve's like, it's just all relief valves are basically just creating heat. So I don't know. I don't think I'd ever run mine without it ever being on. I always have it flowing through.
I've never heard of a pressure.
Hello, Mick.
I've never heard of a pressure washer you don't turn the water on first. Hell, even my father had when he died, I didn't know he had it. He had an electric pressure washer, and even that tells you to turn the water on before you turn it on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's a minute or so, it probably won't hurt it. But I've always been told always keep water flowing because it'll just make the seals last longer. That's all.
Yeah. And it's almost impossible to reseal one of those.
Yeah. Oh man.
Is Jason back to work yet, or is he just working on mowers?
I don't think yet. No, I thought he was saying sometime in the summer, but I don't know. Yeah, he's doing some repairs. So, hey, Will, what's going on?
So you can tell from his videos, though, he's a little winded still a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean that thing kicked his butt. It really did. So.
Yep.
Hey, some people.
I got caught. My doctor made me call him on Friday when I got out of work. He goes, the blood work came back. My leukemia is back in full force. So,
what does that mean? So faster. Sooner between infusions or what?
No, it might mean I might stop driving and take an early retirement.
Really? Wow.
They won't let me take. I might have to go chemo. If I have to go chemo, I won't be able to drive the truck.
Yeah. Holy cow. Yeah, but I thought that's more. I'm trying to think. A buddy of mine had that, but I didn't really hear it was much. It was more. I thought it was more like bone marrow and stuff for treatment.
It is, but if they have to go the chemo route, I won't be able to drive. But on the flip side, on the flip side is, the company I leased onto, but they won't. If I had to take a year off, I whoever takes that account, I would get that account back after a year because
they'll let you use a long-term disability.
Yeah, they have to. It's state law.
Well, that's good.
But the truck, I could leave the truck here, but I ain't gonna let it sit there. I'll take it someplace and put it in storage.
Yep. Now, on something like that, Scott, would you have to start it up like once a week just to make sure everything's running properly?
Oh yeah. I'll take it up to our farm up on the other side of the hill and put it out. We got parking lot out there, no, I can't. I haven't told my niece about it because my little niece was only 16 when my parents died. She's that's all she's worried about is her uncle dropping dead on her.
Yeah. Which one? The niece in Florida or which one?
Yeah. If I told her I had this leukemia back, she'd flip out on me.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it'd be nice to retire down there, but you never want to leave your area, right?
No, I couldn't take the heat.
Yeah. Well, even now, it's not hot, but the humidity. I just can't stand sweating like crazy,
The problem is, my niece, I was telling my sister about it, and she said, "Good thing you bought all those apartment houses when you were younger and virgin."
That'll
Hey,
support you.
I've always been that way. They say, "Well, you got tons of cars," and I do. I got a lot of cars. I got a lot of trucks in one truck, and guess what though? I paid for most of them in cash, and I bought them used. I've never bought a new vehicle in my life until this truck here that I got on order if it ever gets here. I've been frugal, cheap. Call me cheap, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, the Cornwall here at the moment it's down. It's up to 21 here, and it's very muggy here, extremely muggy. I'm just gonna put some ice packs in the freezer. I've got air conditioning upstairs, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the air conditioning unit tonight.
I need to plug this in.
Yeah.
I know. I just used mine last night. I haven't had it on all year, but
yeah, I haven't
just to get it circulating.
Yeah, just to get a bit of air moving. Yeah.
I was
if I open my windows, I get stoned.
Oh yeah, blimey.
Yeah, it stinks around here.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Dear. I was at one of the shopping places in Exeter the other day, and they had the heating on.
What?
Now, what do you use, Ken? Pressure. What's his name said he's had pressure washers with a cracked pump. How do you winterize your pumps?
I just keep pulling the cord until it pumps all the water out of it, and then. But I usually keep it in the basement though, so it doesn't get cold. You know what I mean? I don't keep it outside.
Well, like me, I can't. Mine won't fit in the basement. The door going to my basement's too narrow. Yeah. Me, I take RV antifreeze. The RV antifreeze.
That's the pink stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cheaper than the pump. The other stuff, stuff you buy. That you can buy a gallon of the RV antifreeze for like $5, and I turn the thing outside and pull the cord like you said, and I get to suck in about a pound. I had a handheld pump, but wouldn't put any in, so I managed to get about a quart.
Have you ever seen the battery operated works one, WOX one?
Oh yeah, yep,
right?
That's popular here.
The actual one where you put in a bucket. Apparently, there is another one coming out in September where it's actually got a bigger battery and everything. The only problem with it is it's bloody heavy, apparently, according to the TV people. They're very heavy. And crazy that, isn't it, when you think about them ones? When the battery, so you can use it without going to the electric, going in the house, you just a bucket of water. It's not a bad idea.
Wayne, is that the stuff that's aerosol where you hook up the tube and you spray it in? I've seen that before too. Yeah, Briggs has that stuff. Bill, good morning.
I don't like the idea of a battery operated pressure washer. You know why? Because those batteries, if they get a crack in them, water and lithium do not mix.
No. Let's see.
I wish I could find that video. Some guy made a YouTube video. He takes old cell phones and he cuts a slip into the battery, so the battery's exposed, the inside. Charges up the battery, and then he puts the thing in a Ziploc bag and then poke a hole, just one small hole into the Ziploc bag. So it's not air, so water can get into it, a couple holes, throws it into a pond, and you ought to see what happens when that battery gets the water. A cell phone battery will shoot water out of that pond about 5 foot up.
Oh my word.
So think about taking something like this battery I got for this 40-volt battery. Could you imagine if I took and that's a big battery, and drill a couple holes into the case, then take it apart, drill a couple holes in the case, put it back together, and then throw the thing in a pond or the river?
Crazy.
That would be a big splash. But
would be.
Yep. I just don't like. I just think the whole idea of electric power is great, but as far as what's the environmental cost of all these batteries in landfills?
Exactly, that's my concern.
It's like people aren't gonna go when they start saying, okay, you got to pay $500 for the disposable battery. People are gonna say, I ain't paying $500, and you'll see them drive down the road and throw them in the woods.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed too, though, my friends who do have electric cars, they're saying the insurance is crazy because when they get in an accident, it costs a fortune to do the repairs on them as far as electrical wise. So they're paying double, gasoline powered vehicle for insurance.
Yeah.
Well, some insurance companies won't even insure an electric vehicle.
Hey, Ronnie.
Over here, I think if you buy a brand new electric car, we pay road tax for petrol and diesel cars. They came up with this ruling that if you bought an electric car or a zero emission car, you didn't have to pay road tax.
Oh,
I guarantee you, when electric cars become mass numbers over fuel, they will start having to pay tax.
Oh yeah, because they're losing money.
Yeah. I had a very productive day yesterday.
With TC?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
And
What'd you get done?
it wasn't really me doing any work. The axle arrived.
Oh, cool.
So I had a check of that. It's filthy, so it needs to come down to the house. I need to strip it down with a wire wheel, take off the brake lines that are still attached to it, rub it all down, clean it up, paint it. But the guys who brought the axle down, I've got the car out of the garage, and
hey, Luke.
Paul got his trolley jack out, started jacking the car up. He's underneath it, he's all in there, he's checking stuff over, and he's found loads of different things that, because I'm not an expert, everyone knows this, he found loads of things that I missed and stuff that wasn't overly tight, and he was checking things over and doing things up, and so we found that one of the brake lines wasn't fully tightened. He said it was dripping a little bit, but not a lot, so he tightened that up. He tightened up a few other bits and pieces. I can't quite remember off the top of my head.
Did this guy have a full garage with a lift and all that, or what?
No. It's just a toolbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just toolbox. He also checked the engine. He said the timing's not quite right, so it was slightly retarded. So he sorted that out. He tightened up the exhaust. So that's better. It's not perfect, but it's better.
Did you ever get that stock air cleaner on? The air cleaner cover? Is that on?
I did, but it's for a later Cortina.
No.
But it fits, so I'm not going to argue. I think it's off a Mark V, not a Mark III.
The old one that you had, though, didn't the old one make noise because it was exposed? You get that brrr, you get the.
No.
Did you ever? No. Oh, okay.
No, that was basically one for a Volkswagen, but it used the same carburetor. But yeah. What else was it? Oh yeah, we found that it wasn't the gasket for the water pump that's failed. It's the pump itself.
Oh, out the weep hole was pissing out water, or what?
No, bearings have failed in it.
Yeah.
So
that's normal.
Yeah, water's getting through. So I've ordered one this morning for £24.95.
That's not bad.
So that
usually they're just like bronze bearings in there. Sometimes they're ball bearings, but a lot of times they're just like bronze bearings.
I couldn't tell you, but I need to get that on there because I can't drive it otherwise. Well, I can drive it a very short distance, but if I stop the car and I park it facing downhill, it just pours out the front of the engine.
Now, you were saying you don't use antifreeze? It's all just pure water, or what do you use?
No, definitely use antifreeze. Yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you use pure water and it gets to winter, it just frees up and cracks.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. No, I didn't know for the summer months,
No, we can get this antifreeze. It just helps cooling the engine as well. It's got we're used to it.
I just figure for the environment, if you have leaks, I know that sometimes the local governments will give you a ticket if you're leaking it onto the street.
Have you seen the green slime stuff that China uses?
No.
Where you put in the tank, you don't put any water at all in the tank.
Right.
Green slime you basically put in, and it protects the engine basically, and you just top it up once every year.
You ever remember the old days, Kev? My old man used to every fall, or he had to change it. Antifreeze didn't last more than a year back then. Every fall he'd go out there, pull the drain plug out his radiator, stick a garden hose in the top, and just flush it all the way down the street.
Oh yeah, let it go down into the store. That was it.
Yeah, and they take. There's a place in town that you took your used motor oil, and they'd go out in the country roads and spray their country roads with used motor oil.
the coolant. I mean, if pets drink it, that will kill them.
Yep. That's why they used to run.
This stuff here, it's called Waterless Coolant.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Basically, it'll last for about 5 years. There's no water in it. It lowers your engine temperature, but you have to have a good cooling system that doesn't leak.
Yes. There's some stuff over here. I forget what it's called, but you can pour it into your water tank, and it'll go around the system and find any clogs, any holes, and it'll clog it up.
Huh. Use an egg instead, like the old days did.
You can use an egg, just not a chocolate one.
No. Look how much it is a gallon.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, if you break that down over the years, it's not that bad.
No, I mean, you know where I saw this? Jay Leno, who has like hundreds of cars.
Yeah.
This is in all of his cars because he
really?
never has to change it. Well, it doesn't get acidic like glycol does. So you can keep it in your car for 10 years and it won't go bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Doesn't fail.
Imagine his bill for doing that.
Oh yeah, he don't care.
No, he's a billionaire.
Oh yeah. And one thing about Jay Leno though, he will never sell any of his collector cars.
That's
he
true.
has never sold one of them. He has all of them since day one.
You imagine what's going to happen? I hope that'd be awesome if anything ever happens when he dies, they turn that shop into a museum because.
Oh no, definitely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. But that's what he does.
He drives.
He has no children, so he does it for the love of the auto. That's all. But I tell you though, he's written books. He is very, very knowledgeable on cars, especially steam cars and things.
Do you remember that? I can't remember what it was. He had an Oldsmobile that was originally, it was one that was he took, and it was originally front wheel drive. It was one of the worst designs GM ever talked about, and he converted it to rear wheel drive.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, the Tornado, the old Tornado, like 66, I think it was.
But he had to build a tunnel, built for for the.
Yeah, and he put in a GM 572 big block. Yeah.
Yep, that was, and he took that first test run. That was awesome.
I think he had it on Daytona. He was taking it like around the track and stuff. I think it was pretty cool. He spent a lot of money on that.
Oh
Does anyone watch the Wheel and Dealer bloke, Mike Brewer?
Yeah, but what's he on now? I haven't really seen him lately.
He was. Last year not last year, year before. I think about a couple of years ago. Anyway, he split up with Ed China over this argument because Ed China likes to do everything methodically and right.
Yep.
Where Ed likes to do it all properly. You know what I mean? And then the argument, if you read this book, Ed China's book, it says that Mike was trying to change things to make things go faster, so he cut corners, and Ed China won't do it. It won't put It won't put anyone at risk, you know what I mean? And
I've been watching Ed's channel. He's got that same mechanic that used to work with both of them.
Paul.
So what happened was,
I'm really glad they're back together.
So what happened last year? Apparently, they basically talk about it, but Ed said, "No, we're not putting safety at risk. If you're going to buy a car, you need to make sure it's 100% perfect." In the sense of the cut and shuts, no other problems. I don't mind doing a little bit of work, but you're asking me in an hour to do a repair that could take 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? And
Mike was more of a car dealer where Ed was the mechanic. So.
Yeah, but his background is mechanical engineering. That's what his Mike was.
Oh, really?
Yes, his background. And I've met him when he's up north, when he's at his showroom and that. And he's not arrogant, but he's one of them people that he likes everything to be done speedily and everything fast. And I don't like that. I mean, my personal opinion is like he seems to be a case of that. And the other day I was looking at the one of the channels, and apparently on one of the Twitter pages, his name was mentioned, saying that he's got another mechanic going in to do a show now in America, but he can't get across to America at the moment.
He had the one guy who was the Formula One mechanic.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Simone, who was the Formula One mechanic that Mike Brewer had for Wheeler Dealer? The third
Formula
season.
One.
Yeah.
Well, he had Ed China, then he had Ant, then after Ant, he had this guy Elvis something or other.
No idea. I don't watch it.
He's a Formula One. I know his first name is Elvis, but he was a former Formula One mechanic. and he did the 3rd season with after Ed and after Ant.
Yeah, I know who you
he
mean.
Did it.
Yeah,
his name is
I didn't
Elvis.
know, I didn't know Ant had left.
And Steed as well.
Yeah,
he had Ant in Steed as well. And Steed, what his name was. He did all his that guy is okay, but he's nothing pench on like Ed China. Ed China switched on. He knew exactly what's wrong with things.
Yeah.
His name is Elvis Priestley.
Oh, hang on, Priestley.
He's a former F1 mechanic. He teamed up with Mike Brewer after Ant Anstead left the show, and he did at least 1 season with him.
Yeah.
So why did Ant leave?
Ant started his own show.
Yeah, started his own show. Yeah.
And then he got married to that home remodeling girl, and then they got divorced. They had a kid, and then they got divorced.
Oh wow! Yeah. That's usually what happens in showbiz.
I'm waiting for Simone to get a Puddin's Fab Shop shirt and wear it on the show.
I've got a Puddin's Fab Shop sticker on TC.
Did you ever notice, though, in the beginning of Pudding's video, at the end of his intro, he uses a gasoline station bell. That ding, that's the bell. It's an air switched bell. All the gas stations in the U.S., you'd have a rubber tube that would run along where the gas pumps were. And that rubber tube was full of air. And when a car tire would go over it, it would turn on the switch. It ding. So it would tell the guy to come out and pump the gas. That's what he has at the very end of his video, at the beginning of his intro.
I like what he does. It's really funny when he's doing the jet washing of his cars, and he's like, it's all slow motion. He's holding it like that, and he's got his arm.
He's a trip.
Yeah, he's really funny. Yeah.
It's hard to believe he's got a kid that's already graduated high school.
I thought the guy was in his 30s.
He is in his 30s. He started young. He's like 38 or 39.
I thought he was younger than that.
Kevin Webster.
I mean, he made a thing on his community page. I think he's been married to his wife for like, I think he said 21 years, something like that.
Wow. You know that bell sometimes you see on a YouTube channel, like the subscribe bell thing. I don't even know how to put that into my videos.
Yeah, there's the one that goes ding ding. Yeah, that.
Yeah, ding ding.
Yeah. But the one that he uses, it's really distinctive and it's very fast. It's like a ding ding.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those in a couple of years. There's still a few around, I'm sure.
Well, they call it here that it's called a Milton bell, Milton, Milton.
Oh yeah,
that was the company that invented them, and they've been around here forever. They call it a Milton driveway signal.
Oh, there's a couple of videos I've got to catch up with from Wes at work. There's a few videos
he just did one on a Honda I was watching the other day.
Yeah, I've got to watch that. There's so much on at the moment. I need to
you can tell that guy from West Works is a youngster especially because that old C10 he had with that carburetor kicked his butt.
Oh yeah. Thing is, he's going grey already. You know.
And you could actually buy these on Amazon for $65.
No way.
Yep, and that's the brand Milton. They have the patent on the sound, the actual geometry to get that sound.
Well, if I had a driveway, I'd use it. You know.
Cool. Yeah, they give you 300 feet of hose, and all you gotta do is put like 5 pounds of pressure on the hose. And they go ding ding.
Yeah.
Boneyard.
Ken can put one in his driveway. Ken can put one in his driveway when his customers come in to drop off a lawnmower. You'd hear them.
They're available on my. There's a link on my channel if anybody wants to buy a mug.
Was it you used that app? Was it Artisan for that?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and where the YouTube logo is, they put their logo there, and I just covered it up.
Oh yeah.
I know it's cheeky, but hey.
Oh well.
Oh. Hey Ronnie, in the United States, I think New Jersey is the only state where you cannot pump your own gas. They have to pump it for you.
Oh, I was talking to a friend of mine because
gas stations.
In New Jersey, you're not allowed to get out of your car and pump your own gas in New Jersey. Yeah.
One thing I was going to ask, I don't know, I've never understood why there's the gas pump in the States. You can just put it into your car, click it, and it stays there. We can't do it.
It's just it depends on the gas station. Most of them will let you do that because they have the automatic shutoff valve at the end of the nozzle. So as soon as the gas starts percolating up, it'll shut off automatically.
Oh, okay.
If you have older pumps that don't have that, they remove the lock. So you can't overfill.
They don't have it on any petrol
But you know
station.
what I do? You take the gas cap and you stick it in the handle and it stays locked anyway.
I remember about 15 years ago, we went to Sardinia, little island just off Italy, and we hired a car. And when we had to take the car back, had to be full with fuel because that's how we got it. So we took it to this petrol station, and I didn't know what to do because it was actually you had to push notes in the pump. Was it euros? It was euros then. You had to put euros in. So this lad come to show us how to do it. But I think I put like 20 euros in or something. And the car only took about 10 euros. So I thought, what do I do? So I said to the lad, he couldn't really speak English, but I sort of said, and I give him the pump. So he put 10 euros in his car for nothing. So he was welcome.
Oh my word.
But the thing, we went back there again. I think that had all been changed then because it was odd. I know you put your card in them here now. You put your card in, but that was actually notes you put in there. Yeah, it's like going back in time a bit.
Oh, I remember years ago when they didn't have all the electronics. You'd have to walk inside, take your plastic charge card, put it on the thing with the carbon paper, then sign it. Oh man, what a nightmare!
In the early 80s, my dad ran a small garage and he had petrol pumps and that there. They were the old ones with like the glass globes on top.
Yeah.
They were the old like SO ones and that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'd fill it up to a certain thing and then pump it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Problem was,
sorry.
Oh, he got big engine cars himself, so he landed up with more fuel, and then he had to pay the bill, didn't he?
I remember those things you're talking about, Ken, with the you had to run the machine across the credit card.
Oh yeah, especially in the department stores. And some of them you had to run it across, but some had a lever, and you went like that with the lever to cycle it across to get the imprint.
Now you got Apple Pay in that.
We had one of those at the store I work at.
We have those at work where I hate the people. They're going to get their breakfast at the cafeteria in the morning. We have a big cafeteria. It's Sikorsky. They go in there, and instead of just giving them the $3 or $4, they take their phone, and then they're holding their phone in front of the cash register, and it's like, seriously?
I've never done it yet. I've never done. I still don't really like taking a card much. I still prefer to take cash to pay for stuff. But,
see, I've seen people will get onto a bus, beep.
My daughter does it all the time because that's what she's been brought up.
I don't like it. I don't like any of that.
I try to rebel against it, really. And
what happens if your phone breaks or someone steals it? You're screwed.
Yeah. Well, that's like the contactless, isn't it? If you lose your card, I think they can probably get away with free transactions before the bank gets onto it. Yeah.
Well, I said most credit cards, though, they'll excuse faulty charges.
Yeah, they usually do if you phone them and explain.
Have you seen Lloyd's one, Lloyd's Bank one yet? The new trick they're trying to do. You have to use anything over £25. If you've done it a few times, they'll ask you for fingerprint on your app.
I'll do that.
I don't use the app.
No, but that's what they're trying to do. Because I was in Morrison's.
I wouldn't want to use
I spent £30. He said, "Can you please go on your app and verify it's you?" And I was like, "Okay, fair enough." Verified it. And I rang the bank up and said, "What happened? Why did you do that?" It's because you normally don't spend a lot of money on that day, and the system's catched it. And I'm okay.
I had to take out a large amount of money out of my account yesterday, and nothing happened. It's fine.
Yeah,
but they've got your facial recognition, your fingerprint, and everything. They're gonna. It's all somewhere, isn't it?
That thing. This phone has a fingerprint recognizer.
Yeah.
That's off. I don't use it. I don't trust it. If that can read my fingerprint, where's it going? What's it doing? Because these can get hacked. These can get hacked.
Yeah,
there could be another Simone about that. Calls out Simone. They got your fingerprint. They got your face recognition. Everything.
People might say I'm a bit paranoid about it, but it's legitimate.
Yeah. But I can't use my phone without my fingerprint because my card's on it, because I've got to keep my card on it to do the transactions I have to do for radio and stuff like that. And it's like PayPal's on it. I've had to use PayPal because of radio. And people said, it's this pain in the neck it is.
The back of the phone has that little symbol on it.
Yeah.
And that is for
NFC.
Yeah, I don't even, that's even turned off.
Cheers, thanks.
What is that about?
That's NFC.
That's that little symbol there, look, above the Sony.
An NFC.
That's NFC.
Okay.
You touch on the phone, you can transfer data.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
I have mine off.
Why do you want to do that?
I didn't know Sony made a phone.
Yeah, that's the only phones I buy.
Yeah, well, I've got a Samsung, but then if you look at the NFC on the Samsung, you can turn it off, and I have mine off until I get to the shop. But now, the clever thing is, every time you enter like a train station, you need the NFC on to get the thing. It's crazy, isn't it? It's all going into NFC.
Everything is being pushed to these bloody things.
Yeah, and it's like, if you go to, like, for instance, the train station in Plymouth, we was there the other week, we couldn't get through the main part without doing the NFC to prove that we had with the ticket on our phone.
Whatever happened to paper?
Yeah, well, the paper's gone these days.
Oh, for God's sake!
It's like the Oyster card. The Oyster, same as the
Get
Oyster
used to
card
it.
in
In
London.
10 years, you won't see currency.
No.
You won't. It'll all be done with
they're
debit
trying
cards.
they're trying to do away with it.
Five shops won't accept cash anymore. 5 shops here won't accept cash.
Really?
It's contactless. Yeah, it's contactless only, and that's
contactless.
That's a paper shop. I know, contactless. Paper shop only. Paper shop only. This is a paper shop. This is a box standard corner shop. And it's
where you would think you'd go in with your couple of quid, wouldn't you, and buy your newspaper?
You know why they're doing? You know why they're going paper on cashless society? Because someone like Ken could go under a radar and do repairs on mowers and take that money and put it in his pocket. There's no proof of it, and they're gonna say, "Okay, Mr. Ken, you made $500 last summer fixing lawnmowers." I'm sure. And they're gonna start taxing them. They're gonna say, "We're just $500." And that's the whole idea.
Fix it. You're right there. Yeah. There's people in the world now. They've had a chip implanted into their hands.
Yeah.
Everything's on it. And all they do is that. It's like
doctor's surgery here, right? Is ask you to register your phone number, right? They give you a white card now with your name on it and your national number for your NHS. It's on it, and that chip it tells you date of birth, tells you address, tells you everything that one card does, and you have to hand that into A&E. Or you have to hand that into people like doctor surgery. It has to be. You don't have to talk to a lady. You don't have to talk to nobody at all at reception. You just scan it. Your appointment's there. Yeah, it's on the screen. Done. And here, like I said, the corner shop will not accept any cash whatsoever. It doesn't matter if it's 10p or £1.
Crazy.
They won't accept cash at all. And apparently they've got 2 tills set up. And if you don't like it, they said it's tough luck. We're not taking cash.
So, but what if you go into that store? That's the thing, you know. What kind of store is it? A grocery store?
Yeah, it's a grocery store. It's a news agency. It's like they sell papers, they sell fags, they sell booze,
magazines, and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
So, what if you go in there and want to buy a pack of gum? You gotta use a card.
You've got his card. Yeah, you've got his card.
No. And that's you don't. There's no chip and pin anymore there.
No, it's contactless only, and if you need chip and pin, there's an ATM outside that will then recognise it.
See, the way I look at it is that I was given a PIN number. In 1992.
Yeah.
93. Where is it? I've had the same PIN number since. Why should I stop doing that?
Yeah, the PIN number system only works if they've got a problem. They can actually activate your PIN because they're a post office that can reactivate your PIN for you, and they can reactivate your cards.
When I first got a card from Lloyd's Bank, because I moved from the co-op to them, and they sent me a bank card, a debit card. Now it had the wireless thing in it, and I didn't want that. They didn't say they were going to send it, so I rang them. I said, "What are you doing sending me this thing?" I said, "You asked for it." I said, "No, I bloody didn't." And I snapped it in half. I said, "I ain't using this. You have to send me a normal card." You know, because I'd like to use my memory, and
that's
I'm sorry, but that's just how I am.
Well, I even come a little bit. There's a law of you can't use your phone while you're driving, but then you can pay for like McDonald's, for example,
when you drive through
with your app with your phone. So they had to make that. They had to sort of make that law that you can do it for that. And
well, here they're saying if it's hands free, you can use it. If it's like mounted, and it's all
Yeah.
voice activated.
Yeah, you can do that because all the Teslas and that got the big like iPad in the big pad in them.
Yeah.
So if that has got that, they've got to say, well, you can't use that if you can't use your mounted phone. So you can use a mounted phone for like a sat nav, I think, and I think I read even for email, but not for text messaging and all that. Yeah.
I was depositing money the other day to the bank in Plymouth, Lloyd's, and then all of them said you're not allowed to use it without putting your card on the thing. I said I usually just put my card in, press the number, go. So, no, you need to do contactless first, and then to prove who you are, basically, and then put the card in. What a waste of time that is. I said, so you got to put your card in afterwards, to do the chip and pin to verify who you are. And like, you can't verify me the other way without contactless site. The machines have gone stupid.
Yeah, Jason Hughes, I thought that the same, but apparently police have still got some authority, I think, for doing that.
The amount of people I've seen in McDonald's queues, and they're sat there tapping away on the bloody phones.
Costas, I'm going over to contactless fully next year.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Costas here because they're going over to contactless. Do you know the app? They've got it all pre-done already. And they said they want to go over to full contactless on their Twitter the other week, and everyone's got them stinging ones. We can't go in for a £2 coffee, like with a couple of quid, you know what I mean? Like they used to, or 2 or 3 quid. And they said me because they're trying to cut down wastage of like using the tills, like and everything else. They said rather use just contactless, use the app, charge the app with your debit card or credit card.
Trying to make us automated
system.
Morons.
Yeah.
You're right, Michael Roberts. That what will happen eventually.
Yeah.
They'll have chips installed at birth.
Yeah, well, that's what they said.
It'll be like Demolition Man, the film Demolition.
I'm glad I don't have kids. No offense. Glad I don't have to.
No. But the one thing that annoys me about with fast food places, this is what's going to happen. All the fast food's going to go the same way. You're going to charge a card up with your debit card over 20 quid, and you have to use the app to pay for everything. That's the way
where is it? Randy, it shouldn't matter.
Imagine the amount of people are going to be out of work in the end. The more, because it's getting like in Tesco's and Sainsbury's, more and more.
Tesco's is getting worse.
Less and less people on the tills. Banks are the same. You have about one person. You've got about four places. You're queuing up, and there's only one person on.
Yeah, Tesco's when the other day I was there was 9 tills. One person was running the whole 9 tills.
Because I expect you to either do that. You can do the scanning as you go round, can't you? Or you can go to the self-checkout.
But it seems like there's more problems at the automated ones, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Versus a guy at the register. Well, the automated ones, what's this for? How do you
Amazon did the best thing. Amazon has done the best thing. No staff needed because it's all camerized. You can walk in there, take what you want and walk out. It's automatically put in your basket, which is nice in London. No problems. The only issue is how many people's tried it and got away with it.
What, there's an Amazon shop?
Yes, in London, yes. Where you can walk in and you can walk out with anything. And it's automatically...
There's sensors. Yeah, it senses the codes on the products.
Yeah, and it's all done. Thieves have tried to get in food. It automatically locks the door. You can't get out. You can't get out. Because as soon as you go through the second barrier, it automatically locks the door. It'll lock the door until the security guard comes down from the back.
Wow.
There's a security guard will come in and say, well, you stole, your card's declined or your money declined. You need to sort it out. And they'll literally stop you. And that's how they've done it. It's on the somebody called Tom on the old YouTube did it the other week.
Wow.
It was quite spectacular. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of the tills in the co-op recently, and they've put cameras up. So as soon as you walk up to it, you're looking at yourself.
Yes.
I won't do it. I won't go in there anymore. I won't go in
lottery. They're getting rid of the lottery cards here in December 24. All the lottery stuff. Yeah, all scratch cards disappeared.
Oh, how come?
Yeah, because the new company got it. A Canadian company, an American company, has bought lottery rights, and Camelot lost all their license and everything. From next.
How will it work then?
No, you won't get any. UK's gone. It'll be all online. Everything will be online. So your lottery will be online. So you can't get a pound scratch card. You can't get anything. Yeah, the lottery's gone. Yeah, it went 6 months ago on about this.
Wow.
The world's gone nuts. Yeah, scratch card. Yeah, there's a story for it. You know what I mean?
I was watching the other day. A lady went into it. A lady went into a hair salon to try. There you go. You got a winner.
Yeah, it's only £2, but
there you go. A lady went into a hair salon and she didn't tell him how she was going to pay, and then at the end she gives him a food stamp card. like welfare, and you're not supposed to use it for anything but food. And she tried to get her hair done. She didn't tell him how she was paying. So by the time she was all said and done, she ran up like a $200 bill, and she goes and tries to hand him the food stamp card. And the lady's like, I can't use this, you know. And then they actually ended up calling the cops and had her arrested. Yeah, because it's illegal to use those cards for anything other than food.
Mm. Yeah, so the lottery, 2024, December, it says here, major shake-up, end of national lottery scratch cards, and it'd be pushed back online, systems only. And that's how it's going to be.
Well, I want
is that the name of the? Is that the name of the store? Amazon Fresh.
Amazon Fresh. That's the one.
I only want to win the Euro Millions once.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
How many people don't realise these are recyclable?
What do you
Millions.
mean?
I've never bought one. Never bought a scratch card.
I was given one, and I won £500 on that one.
Really?
Wow.
Actually, we bought two for my daughter when she was 16, because you're allowed to buy them at 16, aren't you? And she won £20, so she did all right.
The most I've ever won is a tenner.
Yeah.
I won $100. It was funny when I worked at a grocery store. There was this woman that literally she got paid on Friday and she spent her entire paycheck for weeks on end. She was hooked on them things. One week she actually doubled her paycheck, but after the most of the time she barely made anything. She spent her entire paycheck one week. I was sitting there selling them to her, and she was broke. I went up there. There was one ticket left of the one she was scratching. I bought it.
I want to
scratch off $500.
Pick your brains. How many food banks been given out since January? I have the figures. Because I did the radio.
Really? How many what?
How many food banks have been given out in the UK? The food bank parcels.
Oh, I don't know.
195,000 parcels since January.
Really?
Wow.
Because of everything. How crazy can you be? And that was a crazy thing. That was one of the news the other day, and it was like, what?
But yeah, he's all going a bit mad.
Ken's truck's so big, he looks like he could put a hot tub back there.
Definitely, yeah. I was going to say that. Yeah, you definitely put a hot tub.
What
are you working on today, Luke? Then what are you working on today? Anything nice?
I'm just going to be finishing off a lawnmower, watch a football today, and because I follow football, and that's about it. Get ready for work tomorrow again.
I've just got a lamb to sort out today. Fresh lamb. 8 hours it's been cooking for. So that's all I'll be doing today.
I tell you though, you eat pretty well, Spark. I tell you.
I don't eat pretty well. My mother-in-law supplies most of the bits and pieces, and I make it how I can see it best to last us a few weeks. So it's a way to do it. So
I don't know. You eat more than I do.
Well, I have 2 square meals a day, and then a nice little relaxed time when the mother-in-law delivers like a little bit now and again. But she delivered twice last time, like crazy.
When you're off to the mother-in-law's again?
The 6th of June, hopefully. But we're waiting for the cat sitter to confirm. So.
Oh yeah.
Cat and hamster sitter. 2 little hamsters. So.
I've got to sort out my passport. They're out, and we go on holiday later.
Don't go there. Do not even go there. £200. £200 is costing us to get our passports done and dusted.
How much are they each now?
£100. We're paying £100 each.
Why is that? I thought they were about 75, 80.
Yeah, we're paying £100 because the post office has to get they're doing all the work for us. They're doing everything for us.
Oh yeah.
Because we need them in January next year, but apparently it's 7 months behind at the moment.
Well, I won't be going on holiday if it's 7 months behind.
Yeah.
10 weeks. I read it was 10 weeks.
7 months behind, and they're even longer. If you read on the one of the Metro and Mirror the other day, because they're going to be doing more passports for the ones that's coming in from the other countries.
Oh yeah, but also that probably will. A lot of people are probably rushing to get them for the summer holiday. So as soon as they've got them, then it might be a bit of a. They might get through them quicker. We're going away end of September, so whether I make it or not, I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, we want to go away in September beginning because our anniversary is 8, 9, and 10. So our anniversary 12 years we've been married in September. We can't get away, so it's a shame this time.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to going away next month. It's only for a weekend up in Wales.
We're in Wales the end of August. Yeah.
Well, mine is Cortina Day, so
yeah, we're going to see the air show at Real end of August. So can't wait.
Yeah, vintage. Everyone in my house doesn't get up till like 10, 11 o'clock on a weekend. So if I was to go live at 6 a.m., they'd kill me.
That's an idea, Ken. Why don't you get some Amazon plugins in each room, right? And then literally with a speaker on it, right? And literally just play a message. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine as you leave.
Oh, they'd kill me. I tell you, yeah, they don't go to bed till 2 in the morning, so they don't get up till like 11.
What, your wife stays up till 2 in the morning too?
Yeah, my wife does like the Facebook and all that crap, you know.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. That's how she keeps in touch with all her, school friends and stuff. The ones that are still alive. Quiet.
That's crazy.
That's a switch.
I could not. There's no way in hell could I sleep till 10, 11 o'clock anymore.
I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 most days. I've got insomnia. I had an hour's kip last night. That's all I've had.
I was awake at 6:30 this morning.
I was playing radio at 10 this morning.
Vintage, it is 8 a.m., 8:18.
It's 1:18 p.m. here, UK time.
So it's 12 hours difference from Australia.
John, just stuff around the house really, and in the shed I'll be in later doing some bits and pieces.
I've got a busy week this week. I'm going to be in Plymouth on Tuesday. Oh, sorry, Wednesday. Be Plymouth Wednesday. And
what the hell does that mean?
Chris, no idea.
That's Welsh.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it means, but it's Welsh.
Apparently
my great-grandmother's from Wales.
Was singing in the close at that time. Blimey.
Oh, there we go.
I need to go and get some food and do some housework.
I've got a lamb. I've got a lamb. What my mother-in-law brought us. I've cooked it for 8 hours. I've got to shred it now. So, yes, all fun and laughter.
Good catching up with everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Have a good week, Simone. Take it easy.
Yeah, I'm going to be off now for the second time.
Yeah, it's coming up on 2 hours, so I'm going to end it. I got to get home, get some mowers done. So, all right. We'll see you guys.
Catch you later.
Yeah, you look after yourself, everyone. Take it easy, Ken. Look after yourself.
Bye,
Bye,
mate.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.